The story in our first episode begins with a location that has a very beautiful landscape, especially the lake water, which looks very clear. But behind this beauty, we also see another location that looks very spectacular because there is a raging fire of war. At the same time, the voice of a mysterious man said that the god of war was born in this world, and his name is Yi Ching-mun. That man is very strong, and not only that, because he wants to attack the powerful, like the heavenly beings, our hero, the god of war, wages war with the heavenly beings. At that time, we also saw the presence of our god of war, Yi Ching-mun. At this moment, he raised his hand to the top and ordered all his subordinates to start a war to attack the emperor's fortress immediately. Everyone who saw this rushed in. The person standing nearby at this moment looked as if something was different. Everyone at this moment also said, "Emperor, Emperor." As for all the martial artists at this moment, they rushed to the front and said to attack the emperor. A man at this moment seemed to be standing there smiling normally. As for our Yi Ching-mun, he was shouting, "Yes, yes," at this moment. But then we saw something unknown pierce Yi Ching-mun's body. Yi Ching-mun also asked why. The one who stabbed our Yi Ching-mun at this moment replied, "Don't blame me, brother." Then he took back his weapon. At that time we saw that the wound seemed to be different, because there was black and red smoke, which made our hero at this moment say, "You are indeed the god of war of peace in this world." Our god of war at this moment also took out his sword and said, "Is it possible?" As for our hero at this moment, he laughed very happily, and not only that, he was very happy to see the god of war in such a situation. Then he laughed even harder, and his appearance turned into a fierce wolf. Not only that, its power was also extraordinary. As for the god of war, although he had a large wound on his body, it seemed that he could still exert his strength. The fierce wolf at this moment also roared full of the vapor of energy. The presence of a strong man, when they collided, the vapor of energy was very turbulent, which made our wolf at this moment release lightning energy that caused the place to explode due to the vapor of the energy of the two strong men competing. And at this moment, the situation seemed to have calmed down again. At that time, we also saw the water flowing in the sky. At this moment, it also rained, and not only that, it seemed that there was a big change. Lightning filled the sky, and not only that, we also seemed to see our hero, the god of war, at this moment seeming to be in great pain. And the last words of our god of war were that he wanted to be reincarnated to take revenge for all these stories. Then, the god of war seemed to have died. At that time, we also saw a lightning bolt in the sky shooting at the body of our god of war, causing the body of the god of war to dissolve from this world. We cut to another world. At this moment, the soul of the god of war is traveling to an unknown place. At that time, we also saw a lot of energy vapor. The body of our god of war at this moment seemed to have fallen to an unknown location. At that location, the god of war also saw himself practicing sword fighting, drinking wine, and so on. And at that time, we saw that the god of war opened his eyes again and sat up looking as if he was in a sanctuary, and said, "What happened? I'm not dead yet. What exactly happened?" Then, the god of war's head at this moment was in great pain. At that time, he also remembered many stories when he was competing with a talented person in the heavenly sect, but he also launched an attack on his own partner, which is really unbelievable. Then the god of war at this moment also sat and laughed and said, "Finally, I am reborn. It's really amazing. Finally, I can live again." Our Yi Ching-mun at this moment also laughed loudly. Our Yi Ching-mun at this moment also gathered his energy and said, "I really want to know, how is my energy now?" Then, our Yi Ching-mun also used his unknown energy to absorb a lot of energy. After opening his eyes again, our Yi Ching-mun was very surprised, because at this moment my heart seemed to be burned to ashes. And not only that, there were also many secrets. Our Yi Ching-mun at this moment also said, "I have the will and mind of the god of war. How can I be afraid? I will take back all the energy from my previous life." Then, our Yi Ching-mun also absorbed the vapor of energy. After opening his eyes, which were full of the vapor of light energy, Yi Ching-mun's heart at this moment seemed to be beating faster than usual. Our Yi Ching-mun at this moment also still said in his mind that it was unexpected that the energy of the god of war from my previous life had to be restored in this way, which is really unbelievable. Then, our Yi Ching-mun still continued to retrieve the energy of the god of war from his previous life. And a night passed. Our Yi Ching-mun at this moment also did not know what was going on. At the same time, we also heard the voice of a young girl singing along the street.
At the same time, she also opened the door of our Yi Ching-yun, who was sitting and practicing. Our Yi Ching-yun, after seeing that young girl, also knew that her name was Wronger, and this was only the memory of this body that he knew. As for our Miss Wronger, at this moment she was very happy, but she spoke as if she was hiding something, covering her cheek with her hand. Yi Ching-yun also asked, "What's wrong?" which made Miss Wronger say, "Nothing, brother." Our Yi Ching-yun at this moment also stood up and walked closer to our Miss Wronger and said, "What happened to her face?" which made our Miss Wronger say, "It's no problem, it's just a small matter," which made her unable to speak as if her tears were welling up. Yi Qingyun also said, "What's wrong? You can tell me." But Ms. Wronger said, "As long as you are well, brother, I, Wronger, am also well." After saying this, our Miss Wronger smiled very beautifully at our Yi Qingyun. Our Yi Qingyun also said to her, "Wronger, don't worry. Tell me quickly who hit you." At the same time, there were a few men who kicked down the door and shouted, "It's really arrogant. Someone dares to steal things in my house. It's really disrespectful to the strong. I didn't expect that you two are still here," which made Wronger seem scared. But Yi Qingyun also stopped her, which made our Wronger at this moment also say, "Brother, don't fight with him. He is very strong," which made that man, when he heard this, say, "Well said," and the slap mark of mine that is on her face is very powerful, which made her scared. As for our Wronger at this moment, she seemed to be very scared of our fat man. As for the fat man at this moment, he also said, "What are you afraid of?" Not only that, he also laughed and said, "She is just an ordinary person, and today we will teach her a lesson so that she knows that all the people in the Yi family are qualified and can have a bright future. But she is also in the Yi family which is weak, which is really funny." But at that moment, he was also slapped by Yi Qingyun. Our fat brother, after being slapped by Yi Qingyun, was very angry and said, "Damn it, Yi! Why did you dare to hit us? What are you still standing there for? Why don't you go and kill him?" After giving the order, his two subordinates also launched an attack. Wronger said, "Brother, be careful." Yi Qingyun also released the power of his energy. The two martial artists, when they saw that our Yi Qingyun seemed to be very strong, the two of them could only be stunned. And not only that, the two of them were kicked away at the same time. Our fat man was really scared, but we saw that our Yi Qingyun also grabbed and slammed him against the floor, which caused the place to explode. Our Yi Qingyun at this moment also walked out of the place normally. Wronger was very surprised. "Brother, finally your body has recovered. That's great." Yi Qingyun also replied, "Of course, from today onwards I will not let anyone bully Wronger anymore." As for our Miss Wronger, at this moment she also said, "Brother, be careful behind you." Our fat brother at this moment took a small knife to assassinate our Yi Qingyun, but Yi Qingyun at this moment also grabbed the fat brother's hand and also broke our fat brother's arm. Our fat brother at this moment was really scared. Our Yi Qingyun also kicked him again, which made our fat brother at this moment difficult to judge. But at that moment there was also the voice of an old man asking, "What happened? I seem to have heard the sound of fighting here very loudly. What exactly happened?" which made our Yi Qingyun say, "At fat man has been killed by me." After saying this, we saw that the middle-aged man in the Yi family, when he heard this, was very surprised and said, "Young master, Yi Qingyun is really amazing. Did you do it yourself?" Then our Yi Qingyun also replied, "Yes," which made that elder at this moment laugh and say, "Amazing! Finally the young master has recovered from his illness, and now what can I do to help you, young master Yi Qingyun?" Our Yi Qingyun at this moment also spoke to the servant of our hero who had died earlier and said, "It's you two, isn't it?" When they heard this, they also said, "Please spare our lives, young master. We didn't want to do it, but we were forced," which made our Yi Qingyun say, "No one forced you because you also wanted to do it." Then we saw that our elder at this moment said, "Take these two dogs outside." After the elder said this, he also said, "You guys do it neatly too?" Then we saw that the two of them also replied, "Yes," which made the two of them at this moment also be dragged out, which made our elder at this moment also say, "Finally, the young master has woken up and returned. It's really amazing. The wound has also healed." Our Yi Qingyun also thanked Uncle Yi as well and said, "Please, Uncle Yi, help solve all these problems. Don't let anyone bully Wronger anymore." Which made our Uncle Yi also say, "I also thank you, master, for waking up." Which made our Miss Yi at this moment say, "Brother, I'm leaving now." Then our Miss Wronger left. As for our Yi Qingyun at this moment, he also thought about the energy of the god of war and said, "At this moment, I am full of revenge, so my energy at this moment, when I see someone who is ungrateful to me, I just want to kill them." Then our story at this moment also came to an end here. Goodbye everyone, and see you in the next video.